Good morning, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Today we're going to look at this structure here. Client is asking for a couple of Infratech units and how to best position them in this environment. So let's just go ahead and look at the physical layout here. We have 16 by 16 on the post. And I know there's going to be a little bit of overlapping on the edges, and as well as the distance front to back here. I believe the size is going to be the house itself. I'm not completely sure of the left and right sides here, but I believe they also might be portions of the home. So there might be three basically windbreaks or walls, so something to consider. So let's go ahead and look at the first option, which would be using something like a 3,000 watt unit, a 4,000 watt unit. I'm going to take the dimensions off here. So these are two W4024s, and I have them at about a 35-degree angle tilted off of this beam here. So the physical mounting bracket would be going vertical on this beam, and then mounted to the heater, and then the heater angled off that bracket. So this is 6 inches of clearance back here, and of course 6 inches from the top. And as you can see, if I can get my system work, there we go. Our coverage isn't quite that great. We're going to get a lot of overlap in the middle, but because of the height that we have here, it's not really going to reach down here properly. Now there's going to be overlap, so this ray is going to continue to extend out. It is a light wave, so it keeps on traveling and dissipates until it either dissipates completely or penetrates a mass, such as the floor, tables, people. So there'll be quite a bit of overlap in this application, but the edges here, we have about 2.5 feet of uncovered space. We can't really get these brackets to mount on this vertical surface and angle the heater straight down, so you'd have to come up with your own bracket if you wanted to mount it on this surface here. And then you could keep it 6 inches off of here, as long as you're at the same elevation. The bottom of this heater here would have to be at the same elevation here, and then you could change that angle if you modified the bracket or used your own bracket. So let's go ahead and look at maybe an option 2. Option 2 is using a 6,000 watt unit. So you can see here we have, two different elements. What I've done here is we'd have to mount the heater. As you can see, it's not lining up with the beams here, so you'd have to build something across this or on the ceiling to physically mount the bracket itself, so that you can have one bracket here and then one bracket here on this end. But the footprint of heat, the footprint of heat is much better and a much better coverage. You can see we have a lot of overlapping. The total distance that it actually beneficially will heat is far greater than the other option. You could put these on duplex switches, so you could have them on one element or both elements on. You could put it so that there's 2 duplex switches, so you could have one element on here, 2 on here, or one element on and none on here, for example. So that'll give you a lot of flexibility during the different times of year. Also, I kind of like this because let's see if I can turn this ray off. When the heaters are there, you still get the full benefit of this beam going fully across without obstruction. I kind of like that. So this is physically like mounted to the ceiling, let's say, or maybe one of these rafters here. Alright, so that would be my recommendation for an application like this, is really these two, and another thing I didn't mention, on either one of these, we're not going to be able to cover the area closest to the entrance. I think this would be the house on this side here. Unless we put additional units in. If we put additional units in, we're probably going to overheat the whole entire space. As you can see, this pretty much does a greater portion of the whole entire area at 16-foot span. All right, if you're looking for a job for your application, please give us a call or feel free to contact us. I'm Steve Walton. You have a great day. Thank you.